YouTube. Out here messing with the Trans Am today. You'll see in this video right here,
you'll see here it's hitting the tire too hard and bouncing, so my suspension settings were bad. It wasn't the track last time out.
The rear end's separating too quickly, and it actually looks like it's basketballing the back tire down the track, or on launch anyway. So I did some suspension adjustments. I tightened up the compression and rebound in the rear 3, and then I tightened up the front rebound 3 to, it's coming up too fast too, but it's definitely separating the back tire, and the back tire's hitting too hard, and it hits and it bounces and it hits and it bounces again. And I'm going to try to eliminate that. That video is from the last time I took it to the track. But guess what? We put the valve seals in this thing not too long ago. Old Smokie quit smoking. That's what I call it. And now it's smoking again. I go to look. The valve seals came off again. I looked up the part number for those valve seals, and they're the 0.562 or 565 or whatever. I measured the guide, and they're 0.530. Now, when I ordered those seals, I ordered them from ProMax and paid like double what I'd normally pay for seals. And you'd think they'd know the correct seals that go on their heads, but apparently they don't. So, I think I asked them before when we ordered seals before, and we bought that size. They've been telling us the wrong size. But in their defense, maybe these heads are about 5 years old. Maybe when we ordered them, they were using the bigger valve guide. But these valve guides are only 0.530. So I reached out to Jonathan Atkins and Lloyd Elliott, asking them what's the best seal to run on something like this. And they both told me this top right here. I'll put a picture right here. So I ordered some of those, and when we get those in, we'll order some of those. Also,
we was running a 10 NGK plug, and we're going to switch to an 8 NGK plug.
And run those. And we're going to run different valve covers, because the valve covers we got, they don't hold straight, and when they come down, they'll start hitting the valve. And if you push them up the other way, they'll start hitting the spring. So like, those 4 bolts just don't hold that valve cover straight on these heads. They just don't do it. So Chris ordered some perimeter bolt. These are aftermarket heads, so they use perimeter and center bolt if you want. But those heads, you can put them on here and put the bolts in, and you can take the
valve cover and go like this. You can move it all over the place,
and you can move it to where it don't hit. Obviously I pushed it up too high because it was hitting the valve springs, but you can push it up to where it don't hit, but eventually it works its way back down and starts hitting the top of the rock arm. So we're going to get new valve covers for that. But last time I was in here, I forgot to retorque the heads. So we'll take all this back apart, retorque the heads, and then we'll wait on valve seals, and we'll put valve seals in it. Which kind of sucks, because I was wanting to take this car and try that new timing thing that I mentioned a few videos ago, retarding the timing on the launch, and tried it. Noah Performance Works Kentucky Dragway Bluegrass No Prep Series Edition, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it, because I got to get I don't know when the valve seals are going to come. Plus, I don't want to run them valve covers anymore. So I guess we'll change the tires on my car and take it. My car has a stock ECM, so there's really no adjusting the timing off launch or anything like that. But I'm going to try to do it with my foot. I'm just going to try to take off at like 2,000 RPM and just hold my foot there and just ease into the throttle, and hope I keep traction down through there. But we'll see about that. But when I get the valve seals on here, I'll put the valve seals on it and let you know if they stay or not, the new kind. But I think those kind of work. I think they just give me the wrong size. They give me the wrong size. Maybe they started using a bigger size guide later after we bought these heads, but these, I put a micrometer on them. They're 0.530, and they keep. I asked them a long time ago when we first put springs in this thing. We had to switch the springs out because we started having valve float with the springs that came on the Pro Max head, which they wasn't really recommended for a hydraulic roller cam. But we started having valve float issues, so we switched springs. I figured while we're in there, let's do seals. And I ordered the seals. They told me the size to get. And then this time I called directly to them and said, I want to order from you. And I ordered them from you, from Pro Max. Paid twice as much as what they're worth. They still don't stay. But again, like I said, I looked up the part number on those. Those are the .562 or .565 valve seal. And those guys measure 530. I was wondering why. When you knock these valve seals on there, this should separate. That's what it's meant to do. It should separate. Well, when I pushed them on there, it didn't separate at all. So that tells you they were just telling us the wrong size. But we'll get the other valve seals on you and see how it does. But that time I took it to the track, it didn't smoke at all. I loved it. This thing was smoking bad, man. It was it was smoking even worse before we went through it. But we went through it and it's still smoking. I was like, what in the world? And we saw the valve seals come off of it. And yeah, we'll get all that fixed and I'll tell you how it works. But have a good day. Just wanted to catch up on what's going on with the 1980 Trans Am Old Smokie. Old Smokie because it smokes, and you know, like Smokey and the Bandit. Retorqued that head and it did not need it. None of them budged. All these head studs on this side were good too. None of them moved. Clicked right at 80 foot-pounds. I guess the moral of the story is measure before you order parts.
And I'll leave you guys with some slow motion videos I was making just to check the suspension. And this one right here, it's really hard to see what it does, but this next one, you can see it hits the tire real hard here. Look at that, bam! And then this other one, y'all have already seen, but it gives a better view of it. It actually looks like it hits the tire real hard at first. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh, this one's longer than I thought it was. There we go. It hits hard, and then it comes up, and then it hits it hard again, so it's bouncing. But I made some suspension adjustments, like I said before, and hopefully it won't do that no more.